Audio Jungle.
Hello everyone, this is Alcabir the Analyst, and today I'll be talking to NFL rumor Jared Goff, and the Rams been exploring, talks with the multiple teams about trading Jared Goff, and why is this not being talked about? But this is Alcabir the Analyst. Yeah, I'm not sure why this is not being talked about. You hear Carson Wentz's name, you even hear Jalen Hurts' name, you'll hear Matthew Stafford name, you'll hear Deshaun Watson name, but Jared Goff is not even being spoken of. He's not being spoken of at all. And you turn on ESPN, those the guys' name you see. You turn on ESPN, you turn on Fox Sports, any sports broadcaster or mainstream you watch, they're not talking about the Rams. They not at all. And to me, is it fair? No, I don't think it's fair. Because you hear Carson Wentz, who was actually in the same draft as him, all you kept hearing is regression. No, let's speak on regression of Jared Goff, who went to the Super Bowl and since then been downhill. The only thing I believe that's keeping the Rams afloat and probably not being talked about is because, I can't lie, they always find themselves with a positive record, and they always find themselves in the postseason, except 2 years ago. This year they was in the postseason, and the year before this one they was not. So and Jared Goff is not being talked about. They even talked about benching him. It was going to be a quarterback competition between him and Wolford. Jared Goff and Wolford, and nobody's talking about that. Like, nobody's talking about how he has a problem, or him and Sean McVay have a problem with each other, and that might end a divorce. They can't see eye to eye. They was really going to bench Jared Goff for that guy, but we worry about Carson Wentz. We worried about Deshaun Watson. We worried about Matthew Stafford. This guy was just in the Super Bowl. Now let me go over his stats, because once again, if we talking about regression, let's really talk about it. So let me skip the first year. So let's get into 2017. He went for 3,804 yards, 28 touchdowns, 7 picks. Not a bad season. 2018. He wowed out, can't lie. He went for 4,688 yards, 32 touchdowns, 12 picks. Not bad. 2019, this when the regression started. He still threw for over 4,000 yards, which is not bad. 4,638 yards, but he threw only 22 touchdowns and 16 picks. So he went down in touchdowns and went an uptick in picks. And then 2020, he threw for 3,952 yards, so his yards went down. Touchdowns went to 20 touchdowns, and picks went to 13. So picks came down, but also touchdowns came down. And nobody's talking about this guy at all. Like, he wasn't a first round first pick. Like, he deserves some criticism too. I see like Rams YouTubers and things like that talk about it, but I don't think this guy's gonna be a Ram for too long. And people just letting this go under the water, right under the water, because ever since the Rams moved to LA, they became irrelevant. Even though they winning, they don't have a lot of fans. Nobody really cares what's going on with the Rams, and that's surprising, because you got a Detroit Lions Matthew Stafford, and everybody's worried where he's going to go. Whereas though Jared Goff, he's younger, he should be better. He only had a thumb injury, which he played through. And nobody wants this guy. Nobody's talking about this guy at all. No Adam Schefter, no Ian Rappaport, none of those guys. But let me get into the two teams I believe he should go to, man. And I'm gonna give the reasons why. The team I believe that should trade for him is the Colts. Of course, first team I believe is the Colts. The Colts should try to get Jared Goff is because Jared Goff, I believe, can fit in that system. He's more mobile. You get him out through the play action. You pair him, Jonathan Taylor, together, and we seen what Jared Goff did with Todd Gurley when he was at basically his prime. They were so good and got them to the Super Bowl. They was one of the most high power offense. So if you could get Jared Goff that play action game going with some comparable receivers, which the Colts have, and a very good offensive line, and you could get the balls out his hands fast, he'll fit with the Colts. And I'm really shocked I don't see him linked with the Colts at all. You'll see a Carson Wentz, you'll see a Matthew Stafford, and that's pretty much it. So I believe the Colts will be a great fit for him. You get a running game, get a good O-line, a good defense around them, because Jared Goff need those pieces. Then you got an offensive mind and Frank Reich. He will be right with the Indianapolis Colts. I definitely think he'll be right. Second teams, and I'm gonna tell you why I only picked two teams. Second team I believe he should go to is Washington. Even though I don't want that to happen, because I'm an Eagles fan, because I believe Washington, if you could get them a quarterback, they can possibly win the division again. Because I'm not sure what's going on in Philadelphia. I have to see it. Like Nick Sirianni, things like that, but I have to see it. Giants still don't believe in Daniel Jones. He'll show flashes, but I'm still not sold. Then just the Dallas Cowboys culture, man. They've been losing since 19 something. It's been about 25 years since they've been in the Super Bowl. So Cowboys gonna do Cowboys things, and it looks like they're not gonna have Dak Prescott, more than likely. I've seen rumors of them trying to get Matthew Stafford, but that's another time for another story. So but Washington will be a good fit because they have a running game. They have a decent receiver. The only thing they really don't have is the offensive minds like a Sean McVay or Frank Reich. Their head coach is a defensive mind. But I feel as though their defense is so stout, they can get turnovers, give Jared Goff short fields. He can do his little play actions. He can get the ball out his hand faster. And Washington could be a good team in this league. You seen they battle with the Bucks. They hung in there, but only so much their quarterback could have done. Even though the defense kind of let them down too, but only so much he could have done. But if you get Jared Goff there, maybe they can pull some off. Maybe they could shock the league. But yeah, those are the two teams. The reason why I didn't say like the Bears or anything like that, because Bears got a good defense. They run the game not so good. If they keep Allen Robinson, that'd be good as well. But I don't think he will succeed with the Bears. I think actually he might get worse with the Bears. No offense to Bears fans. And another team is the Patriots. The reason why I did not pick the Patriots, even though if he goes to these teams, he'll be okay. Once again, man, they don't have no weapons. He used to having firepower. Even with firepower, he struggled. And I don't think he can get the play action game enough and go in there unless Bill Belichick, finally pay some people. But I highly doubt he's going to do that. So those are the reason why I usually pick those teams too. But he needs pieces now and somebody that's explosive. Like you got Scary Terry with the Washington football team. You got T.Y. Hilton and a couple guys that can play with the Colts, and they got a stout running back. And we already know what Antonio Gibson and things like that do in Washington. So yeah, it's pieces there. They just missing the main piece. You're missing the main piece of the puzzle, which I think Jared Goff could get it done. But once again, I'm not sure why people letting this go under the radar. Long as it's out, I get one view. I'm satisfied. But what do you think and how do you feel, man? Which team should go after Jared Goff? I don't think Jared Goff is going to be a Ram. I just don't, man. And if he do, I don't think they're gonna have a good season. I know I said that last season, but I don't think they're gonna have a good season because there's gonna be so much internal things going on in the locker room. Trust me, I know that watching my team. So I have to make a decision, man. And it seemed like, honestly, it's coming between Sean McVay or Jared Goff. And by the rumors I'm seeing from other, bloggers, it seems like they picking Sean McVay. But this is Al Kabir, the analyst. Ghost.